Want to help the old Chig dig? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, he's interested in that. Oh, don't eat it. Bring it back here. I need that to fill a hole in. Brand new adventure today. I am with Dolly. She's going over there. I actually met her at the recent dig stock, and she invited me to come up here to a relative of hers owns this big farm and this beautiful pre-Civil War era house. Although they have had allowed, I think, 1 or 2 diggers out here in the past, it's only been like 1 or 2 diggers. So I'm really excited about this hunt, and I'm really excited about digging in the yard right here. Now, as you can see, it's a beautiful big house. Look at that. I didn't notice the cobalt blue lightning rod thing up there. That's gorgeous. But it's a beautiful house, wavy windows, and goes around the back. Well, let's just look real quick. It's really, it's a big house. It's a big house. You see, it goes way back there too. So we're going to search all around the yard today. I think what we're going to do is just kind of concentrate on this front part first. I mean, you just picture the people coming out of the house, and this is a stone. That's actually stone. That's not concrete, where they would get in and out of wagons, carriages. And over here is what they call a stepping stone, where you can step up on here to get in wagons and carriages and get on horses too. So we've got these cool areas. I suspect there could be some nice coins in here. It's gonna be a race for the gold one though, right, Dolly?
That's right.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Are you?
I am ecstatic.
Yeah,
This is
gonna be awesome. What do you say we get to it?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. So let me show you what I'm detecting with today. I have the Garrett AT Max. It's a little beat up, as you can see. I actually have the corded headphones on today because I switched it over for water hunting already. But I wanted to use a small coil to begin with in the yard. The small one like that, that way we don't have to, we can pinpoint better with it. And since this hasn't really been detected much, we don't really have to listen for those really deep signals yet. Ooh, right there. Right there in the middle of that dandelion is probably a coin. Probably a little copper coin right there. We'll use our little shovel. The homeowner said it was fine. All right, pop that over, and let's see what we got. So I think it's going to be in here, and it's going to be shallow. So let's go ahead and knock some of this out of here. Not too much. Right in here. I think I probably here. I just felt something drop right here. All right, so what we have is a piece of cut. Looks like some type of cut copper that's folded over. So that's why it sounded like, you know, a penny, a small penny. So not a great find, but it was a good sounding signal, so I'm happy with that. Go right in front of the house, and I just dug a piece of, looks like melted lead. Now, normally when I find this stuff, I say, you know, that could be a good sign of a Civil War camp. But you got to remember, they also use this lead solder on the plumbing in old houses. So this could be just where they were soldering pipes out in the yard. And for you Brits out there, soldar. I think it's so weird to say it's soldar. We say solder over here in the new country. All right, just found this little snap. This is probably off of the owner's a leash for one of their dogs, or, or even a cat leash, I guess. Yeah, so sounded great, and actually has like that old design. There's something that looks very similar to this Civil War sword hanger. Now, it doesn't have that part on it, but it looks a lot like that. Maybe we'll find one of those today since I mentioned it. Wouldn't that be special? So we have our first coin. Well, I think it's a coin, but because of the grody edge there, it's dissolved. I'm going to imagine this is a modern penny that is dissolving away to nothing. A stinking Lincoln. Yeah, that's what it is. You can see old Abe right there. Such a shame. The modern stuff, you know, the modern pennies we use, of course, aren't copper. They're like zinc. They got zinc in them and other stuff. So they just completely fall apart in the ground in just a few years. So I went ahead and switched over to the Reaper coil because there's not that much iron in here. And I didn't feel like I was getting as much or very good depth with the smaller coil. Just found some canned slaw. I'm down here by the old stepping stone. And that was a nice signal, but it's junk. a huge amount of electrical interference here because they have a lot of underground cables. The electricity for the house comes in underground right here. They have a dog fence that's underground, phone cable that's underground. So the machine's going nuts pretty much, especially over this area. So I think what we'll do is kind of work our way back over that direction and get away from it. Because I mean, you can see it, look. That's the electrical interference right there. Back up toward the front of the house. I got a nice squeaker here and I can actually see it right there. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's a bottle cap or something more delicious. Oh, wow. I wonder if that's a knife. You think it's a knife? Looks like that could be part of a handle. Oh, whatever it is, it's still buried in there pretty good. Let me go ahead and set you up and we'll dig it together. Really good sounder. I'm going to try and dig back here, see if we can pry it up a little bit without scraping it too bad. That's really in there, isn't it? I'm going to be really careful with it because it could be old. Oh, there it goes. It's moving a little bit. It's starting to feel like a stem to a tractor now. There's some more of it right there, look. Yeah, it's coming out. I'm just going to go ahead and pry it out because I don't think it's that old. Get a little bit of a pry behind it. There we go. Maybe part of maybe it's an emblem off of a car or something. Or a little statue. Or something equally amazing. Oh no. Yeah, you know what that is, don't you? Ooh boy. I'm assuming that's like a plunger for a sink. Like, you know, wash your hands in. So yeah, that's not very old. Great sounding target though. We found the little sink drain right there. And got another squeaker here. It's out of the hole. Hoping it's going to be a piece of jewelry, like a little part of a necklace. And it's not. Boy, I don't know what that is though. You know what? That's melted solder. That's probably a bar of solder. And you can see how it's all melted on the end. You know, we found that melted piece not too far from here. Right over there. So this is probably where they were working on pipes, like I was saying earlier. Looks almost like silver, but I guarantee that's going to be a little bar of solder. That's how it would come. We might have to move to the other side of the house. Seems like there's a lot of newer stuff out here. This might have been landscaped when these people bought the house or something. Just a few feet away from the solder, and here's a strip of copper. That's could be some type of copper thing that went on the house. Very thin. Could have gone to a gutter, or I don't know, or some type of decorative thing. I don't actually. Oh, there's a piece of copper. See that little piece of copper pipe coming out. So that's a little like drain for the top there. You can see it looks like maybe that roof might be copper there too. So that's what that is. That's a strip of that stuff right there. And just a few feet away, there's another strip of copper. You can see how they've snipped that out for some reason. Probably what was ever on the inside is up there on the house now. This sounds beautiful. This is like, no, just listen to it. Really good, high, squeaky sound. Boy, I'm gonna have to dig every single piece of this unless I just go for the silver here. So I think we can safely conclude this solder was actually used for the copper that they have all around the house, the downspouts and stuff. That's how you seal the joints. And they use the same type of stuff for the copper pipes in the house. Back in the day too, that lead solder. So since I'm only finding like strips of copper and stuff in the front of the house, we're gonna work our way around the sides and in the back to see if maybe there's a better area where there's not as much more modern stuff on the surface. Working my way around the corner, I got a little signal here. It looks like it's gonna be some more of that copper flashing, and that's exactly what it is. And you can see the copper on the side of the house up there, so that's what that's from. All right, we're gonna keep working our way around. Old smokehouse over there. And see what's in the back and then on the other side. So I'm getting around to the side of the house where people would more normally come in and out over the years, less so than the fancy formal entrance out front. You can see all the steps. Anyway, I got a good signal here and I'm looking down and I can see what appears to be a spoon bowl, pewter spoon bowl. It may not be, but it's definitely not that flashing. So let's go ahead and see if we can pull that out. Uh-oh, doggy, come get me. Doggy. She has big doggies, a bunch of them, so beware. I've already fed him. He should be friendly with me. I think I might have a neat find over here if you want to see it. Maybe.
that's enough.
You see something down here? I think that might be a pewter spoon bowl. I'm not positive yet. Oh, looky there. That is a pewter spoon bowl. Isn't that nice? Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's the first good thing I found.
So how do you know that date? Like, how do you know?
The way it's manufactured. They only use them in the late 1700s, the early to mid 1800s. You say this is like a pre-Civil War house, but yeah, that's what that is. Huh. I'm gonna keep it for now if you don't mind. I'll clean up so I can get a picture of it and stuff, but
yeah,
I'll gladly donate it to the home. Sweet, awesome. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I hope doggy doesn't get me. Don't bite me, doggy. I fed you earlier.
Remember?
Yeah, just old Chig. Just a Chig. So that's where I found the pewter spoon bowl, and right beside it, I just dug up a piece of a lantern. This would be like a kerosene lantern, and that slot right there is where the wick would have come up through it. So there would have been, you know, probably a big brassy thing underneath, and on top would have been a glass mantle. But that's what that is. That's part of a lantern. That could date to the Civil War. Could be later. But it's a nice old find. Hey, doggy. Want to help the old Chig dig? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, he's interested in that. Oh, don't eat it. Bring it back here. I need that to fill a hole in. Another pupper come out to visit us. Much quieter. A really nice squeaker in the dog dirt there. Oh yeah. That's something they probably dug up. Let's see if it is. Oh yeah. Hope we don't get anything gushy. Right in here. One of these. Okay. Oh, there. Oh no. All right, that's aluminum, I think. No, that's some more of that copper flashing. Ah, jeez. Sounded good though, didn't it? So that's an old smokehouse right there, and we might take a look in there a little bit later, but I have a really good signal. Probably the best signal of the day so far. Right there. Nice and tight. Could be a coin. Could be a... All right, there is another piece of coppery thing, I think. No, that's heavier than the stuff on the roof. So this is a piece of, maybe not, maybe just folded over. It's quite heavy though. It's a lot heavier than the stuff on the roof, I think, but it's the same type of thing. If I don't find something really good really soon, we're gonna go do something else. Another nice little find right here. I think I can see it. It's like an acorn, but I don't think it's an acorn. It is a little lid off of something. I'm not exactly sure what, but that's pretty cool right there. I like that. I think it might be pewter. So I've worked my way around to the other side of the house now. You can see it's quite large, but I'm really not finding that much old stuff. There's a lot of that flashing off the roof. Got some little porkers and little goats and all kinds of stuff in here. I wanted to show you this little house over here, what they call the servants' quarters. Okay, this is a small house of some sort. It's kind of neat. We might be able to get in there, but not today because they have it nailed shut. But I wanted to show you a few things. I think it's just really cool. It's just interesting the way it's made like this. The only problem is I don't think it's that old because there's not a square nail one that I can find anywhere on this house. They're all round nails. So that tells us it's, you know, probably it's post-Civil War, probably 1880s or later. But I did want to show you this. This is like a fake tin, okay? It's made to look like, it's not fake tin. It's not fake tin. It's tin made to look like fake bricks, which I think is really kind of interesting. I've only ever really seen this in one other kind of shack that was out in the woods. But yeah, and that of course would keep the weather out. Putting that on there keeps the wind and the rain away from the wood. So this is already not turning out good. By the side of the house, there's a sewer clean out right here. So the septic system is out in this flat part. I think it might actually be the tank down there where the grass is. Got a good signal here, dug down a wee bit, and of course it's a can right here. So this has all been disturbed naturally, but I did see some old brick in here and pieces of nail. That's actually a square nail right there. So there might be some good stuff mixed in here. So we'll give it a few minutes, but If it's just loaded with old soda cans and beer cans from when they put the septic system in, I'm not going to spend much more time here. But we'll give it another 15 minutes or so. Well, it didn't work out so well coming around this side of the house because if you notice, everything is copper on this side too. That's the copper downspout. And these little strips of copper are everywhere, including in my hand. So it's just loaded with it around here. And these things read like a nice copper penny, like a large cent. So we're not gonna stay out here anymore. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and stop digging around the house for a little bit. We have another 2 hours or so. And we're gonna go out in the field and start exploring out there. There's a spot up on the hill that has that the owner showed me this morning. It looks like there's an old hand-dug well. A few oyster shells out there too. We'll see you on the next video. Tomorrow night, probably be that well.
My big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got